Hi Scorpio, welcome to Tarot-blee Accurate. Thank you for tuning in. This is your love reading for September 30th through October 30th. So if you are a Scorpio moon sign, rising sign, or sun sign, this is for you, or maybe it's for someone else. Maybe you're watching it for them. I just wanted to throw this out there because this jumped out, saying you have more strength than you know, okay? So whatever you're going through, you do have the strength to get through it. Keep your head forward. Keep focused, okay? Okay, so I'm sorry. I might have forgot where we left off. We're going to start with single Scorpios. And what is it that we have in store for you in regards to love this month, September 30th through October 30th? Okay. First thing, great job focusing on what you do have and being expressing gratitude for it instead of focusing on the lack and what isn't there. Instead of being bummed out about the way that things changed, about being single, you're like, you know what, awesome, because thank you that I'm not stuck with some idiot, with some loser who doesn't treat me right. And, you know, thank you for keeping the door open for someone to be amazing to walk right through it. So good for you. Keep that attitude going. What else for Scorpios? This is really great. So this is saying that this month you could expect that an overflow of emotions will happen in a very positive way, okay? That the sun and the moon and the stars are yours. Like, you could just be so happy. Now, it's not saying that you're going to be happy because you will meet the person of your dreams, but it's not saying that that's not the case either. It's just saying, you know, so this could go a different way for everybody. Until I pull more cards, I guess we won't know how it's going to go for the majority. But what it's saying is, you know, maybe you're just going to be overflowing with positive emotions, you know, just feeling really great, a lot of sunshine and happiness. This is a really great time for you. And this could be, you know, just deciding that you're going to be happy on your own, or maybe it is that you meet somebody wonderful and then it's just that puppy love where it just like overflows, okay? So how is this going to resonate for most Scorpios this month that are single, September 30th through October 30th? New adventures. So I feel like maybe a lot of you finally went through that death card energy where you just closed the door on something that wasn't working and are stepping through a new door. And whether that's a new door on your own or with somebody else, I guess it's just not really being very specific, but it's saying a new adventure regardless. So maybe you're shifting your focus away from work and towards love, or maybe away from love and towards work, or whatever. But this is creative ideas, like really wonderful things that make you feel good about yourself, that make you feel confident, that set you just on fire. You know, this like love of life is coming for you this month. So, hey, awesome. I feel like a lot of Scorpios needed to hear that, and you know, from an outside source in order to believe it, because maybe you've been doing the emotional work, saying daily affirmations and gratitude journal, praying about it, but you have to hear it from somebody else in order to believe that and manifest it quicker, to co-create that. Yeah, because what this is saying is that some of you haven't been feeling very emotionally fulfilled, okay? Some of you have had very selfish, like emotionally immature people in your life, and you've had a hard time making that decision about, you know, do I want to keep them around? And or just making a conscious decision to seek out happiness, like, and what does that mean to you, and decide that and then follow it through. So some of you, as you're watching this video, depending on when you're picking this video up and seeing it right when it comes out or later on, and these things, you know, with tarot, it's interesting when you're doing it for, you know, 1,500 people that sometimes things hit early, and then for other people they hit later. And so this is just saying, you know, for a lot of you, your mind has been made up, but you maybe haven't executed your decision yet. But this is just like affirmation and reward and encouragement in order to get you to do that. What else for Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising? Whoa, cards just flew all over the floor. I'm so sorry. Give me a moment. Oof. Okay, so that was like half the deck. And I'm going to take that as a sign that it's time to shift decks, okay? So my apologies. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So what else for Scorpios this month, September 30th through October 30th? Here we go. Empathy. Okay, I'm open to seeing both sides of the situation. So, it's like if you've been spending your time feeling sad, if you're not quite to that Five of Cups in reverse energy yet, where you're focusing on the positive, that's what this is about, And it's about other people too. Like saying, okay, I understand what you're going through. I feel what you're going through. It's relatable. But, here's the other side of that, and trying to see that so that you can get the closure that you need, so that you can step forward, in a way that is more positive, that overflow of love and emotion and positivity and just sunshine. Okay, anything else for single Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, September 30th through October 30th? Is there anything else we need to know? And it's just saying, if you're not quite feeling confident there, please, please, please try to figure out a way that you can feel good about yourself this month. It's, that fear of making a decision that maybe you're letting something go, or maybe that your choice is wrong, but you have to just make it, because once you carry it out, you will feel more confident, okay? You have to, maybe you should do a chakra meditation to release your fear. Because if you don't get those new starts, okay? So I feel like some of you are really paying attention to your intuition and your divine guidance, and then others of you aren't. So this is just encouragement. So it's kind of saying, those of you who decide, whatever it is that you've been thinking about, just to follow that through. New opportunities are coming for you, but if you decide not to, if you decide just to stay stuck and let things be good enough when they're not really good enough, they're just not going to get better for you this month, okay? Now, for those of you who are Scorpios and you are coupled, what do we have for you this month? Okay, September 30th through October 30th. Page of Cups. Maybe, I don't know if this is you or if this is them. I'm just going to pull a couple cards here so that we have a good idea of what's going on. Okay, here's the deal. A lot of you are not getting enough rest, and it's starting to affect your relationship, okay? Now, there are some things that need to be said, and they're emotional things. Maybe some of you aren't saying, I love you enough to your partner, or maybe your partner isn't communicating to you how much that they care about you. And it's just making you feel like, why am I holding on to this? There's love there, but I might be ready to walk away from this relationship. Now, obviously, that's not going to apply to all of you, but for those that it applies to, what is your advice on this month? It's saying that perhaps talking about doing things differently with your partner isn't worthwhile, because things are not going to be different. We fall into the same patterns. And it's just like really going within yourself and saying, is this good enough for the long term? Like, do I want to grow old this way or not? Because even if there's love there, I might be in search of something better. Now, for the rest of you that this doesn't apply to, there also is this sort of lack of confidence about your relationship right now. It could be trust issues, but it could also just be that there's not enough communication or sharing of like messages of love, okay? Now, this is saying there also might not be enough sex in your love life this month. You're just not connecting on a physical level the way that you used to, and nobody wants to talk about it because they're afraid of what that's going to bring up within the context of the relationship. Like, it's scary. You don't want to make things worse. Like, you don't want to sort of shake things up and address them, but it's like, it's the elephant in the room anyway. You already know, so it's probably time. So what happens if you do bring this up? Whoa. Sorry, these cards are so jumpy. It says, oh boy, a lot of you don't even want to think about whether or not you want to bring this up because you're afraid to have to make a decision about the relationship if it comes down to that. Okay, but let's say you bring this up anyway. It says try to see things from a different perspective. See them from your partner's perspective, even if it does make your relationship feel unstable and shaky. Now, if you do not bring it up, what can you expect? You know, the time will pass and that the investments that you've made into your relationship, they will pay off eventually. But how much longer is it going to take? You know, because it is that elephant in the room that nobody's talking about. It's just saying, you know, anything that you bring up this month, don't let it wait. Don't wait until it boils over and then it becomes angry or resentful. It's about starting from a place that is very love-focused. You know, you don't want it to feel like a nag or a whine. There's just lack of emotional communication with your partner right now. And I feel like a lot of this is not because they're cheating, because they don't love you, or vice versa. It's just about trying to maintain that balance in your everyday life, you know, between work, your kids, school, whatever it is, you know, friendships even. Anything else for coupled Scorpios this month before we end this love reading? So it's just saying, for those of you who feel like it's time to move on, try to get excited about it and say, you know what, there is love there, but there's more love out there for me. And it's just time right now. Look for help in friendships, family members and stuff to do that for when you might be feeling emotionally unbalanced. Because some of you, I feel like it's just the fear. You have so much fear to leave, but you know you have to. But for the rest of you, it's saying, you know, you might regret being sneaky about skirting the issue. Like, communication is key, but it has to be love-focused if you're not getting enough sex or if you're not feeling loved. And things aren't going to change overnight, but you know, like sometimes we just have to apply our focus elsewhere, but we do need to just make sure that if we can't spend all of this time on our partner, if they can't spend all of this time focusing on us, that we at least communicate from a loving place, okay? Because it's not that hard to just say, look, Sonia, I love you. You know, I want you to know I'm really busy right now, but I love you. Or Stanley, or whatever their name is. Because this one says, you know, take this as reassurance that ultimately you both want the same thing. It's just right now you have different ideas of what that looks like and how to get there. But the focus is that you both want the same thing. You both love each other and you want to be together. So focus on that. It's just a funky time. Okay, love and light. If you would like a personal reading, all of my contact information is below in the description box, as well as links to the Patreon site with a lot more tarot readings every month, and Snapchat, all that stuff. A few things jumped out. It's just saying for all Scorpios, something that you need to focus on this month to help you out in your love life is you know, your day-to-day life and appreciating yourself and what is there, what is consistent, what is wonderful, like how great you are, like how good of a partner you are. And then, you know, spoiling yourself. Like if your partner doesn't have the capacity right now to take care of you, to spoil you, to take you to nice dinners, things like that, like you take care of you though. You know, go get your hair done, get your nails done, things like that. And don't do it for them. Not like, oh, well, I, you know, bought all this sexy lingerie to show you like how much I appreciate you, and now you get home from work and you just want to work more from your laptop. No. Do that stuff because it makes you feel good, because it makes you feel sexy, and whether they show up for it or not, like that's on them, you know what I mean? But don't have expectations. Just do what makes you happy, what makes you feel wonderful. Spoil yourself, okay? Lovies, mwah!